Hey everybody, I'm Brittany Howard, Diamond Ambassador, and I want to share with you guys a few tips and strategies about going for that next rank because that is the goal in Plexus, right? We all want to rank up, we all want to climb, we want our points to go up, we want to help our team rank up because as our team ranks up, we rank up, we hit our goals, right? And so that is what I want to spend a few minutes tonight sharing with you, just my thoughts and tips and ideas and strategies for how you can do this. A lot of these you probably have already thought about, and some of them maybe not. Maybe you'll learn something and get some value out of this. All right, so in Plexus Freedom Team, we have kind of a monthly flow. In case you haven't noticed, every month we have a team calendar that is posted as our cover photo in the group, or it's pinned to the announcements at the top of the page. So you can find all of the team happenings right there at the top of our team page. And some things are pretty consistent. For example, every Monday night, you know that we are going to have a Monday Night Live team call. Every Thursday night, you know that we're going to have a book study. And we also have gold and above group coaching on Monday nights. We have jewel coaching on Wednesdays. We have ruby and above coaching on Thursdays. So some things are regular and consistent. And a couple of those things are for you to help you, well, they're all to help you grow your business. But a couple of things that may be underutilized, but they are regular and consistent are, first of all, the first Tuesday of every single month, we have a vision casting call. And that call is designed for you to plug everybody who just came into your organization the previous month into that call. That way they can hear all about Plexus the opportunity. They joined a great team, they joined a great company, they have great products to share. Why would they want to share? What's in it for them? What's the potential? Okay, so it's just vision casting for them to share the opportunity with them. All right. And so if your people are jumping on that call, if you've done the work and invited all of them, then they're usually not going to walk away from that thinking, I'm not interested in making money. If you can get them to that call, they were already a little bit open to it. And that call oftentimes will get them from an I'm going to try this mindset to an I'm going to do this mindset. So you should be utilizing those at the first Tuesday of every month. The second Tuesday of every month, we have a product event. It's kind of like a virtual sip and see without the sipping because you can't do that virtually. So, anyways, we just share the products, how they work. We just basically do the work for you of selling these products. Okay. So if you just invite, then people are not going to walk away from that event thinking, oh, I don't need those products in my life. It's very powerful and belief building. Okay. So if you get everybody who was on the vision casting call to spend the following 7 days, send, share, invite, send, share, invite, send, share, invite, then by Monday of the following week, they will have plenty of people to invite to that product event the next day on that Tuesday. And then if they get all they might not know all the exact words to say to sell these products, but if they can get people on that event, then the presenter will basically do the work for them. Okay. So see how that works? It's just like you get all the joins one month. As soon as the month begins following, you get them on a vision casting call. They leave the vision casting call excited. They go out, send, share, invite, have plenty of prospects to invite to the next week's product event. And then you have new business builders. And then you repeat. And we repeat this every single month. Okay. We've been doing this for a good long while now, but I just wanted to make you guys kind of aware of our system so that you can be plugging into that and utilizing that if you're not already. Okay. And so after the vision casting and the product event, then you're going to focus on enrolling. And so that's why end of the month is always so huge. And the very last week of the month, we call it Magic Week because the majority of the joins for the whole entire month do come in that last week. All right. So if you are utilizing these events, then you should be creating new business builders every single month. And the new sharers that you are developing, they're in their very warm market and they are the lifeblood of your business. If you are following this system every single month, then your team would always be in momentum, because people who just are starting, they have an unlimited supply of people to talk to. That's what it feels like when they first come in, right? They're excited. They're in their very warm market. Okay, so that is how you keep your business in momentum all the time. All right, and so just repeat that cycle every single month. Okay, so that's kind of our normal flow of every single month. But let's break this down a little bit. Let me give you a little more details on what that means about ranking up. First of all, the vision casting calls. Utilize them. They're not just for people who joined the previous month. They are a way for you to continue following up with people who have not started working the business yet. They're on their products, but they have not started working yet. Or maybe they have started working, but they're not all in. They don't have the mindset of, I'm going to do this. Okay. Just FYI, most people, even people who do want to make money, they don't come into this with an I'm all in and I'm going to the top kind of mindset. I'd say about 1% of joins do that. Okay. Everyone else, even the people who are interested in making money, it is a process to get someone from I want to make extra money to I'm all in. This is not just my plan B, it's also my plan A. Okay? That's a process. It takes time, consistency, and it definitely takes following up. It takes casting vision and inspiring them. And these vision calls are a good opportunity for you to just add another layer of exposure, plant another seed about the opportunity, and inspire these people. It's not the same presenters every single month, so you hear different stories from different backgrounds and all kinds of things. Okay, they're very inspiring. Okay, so people who have not taken action yet, they're not inspired. Like if you're telling somebody to go do something, let's just say you want them to go post on Facebook. They're not gonna do it if they don't have a why. If they're not inspired, you have to inspire somebody before you call them to action. Otherwise, they're not going to take the action. Okay. So that's why these calls are important. So say you get these people on a vision casting call, then what? Well, your work has just started. Then after the call is over, then you follow up. You reach out and you say, hey, tell me your thoughts on that call last night. It was so good. I loved it. Tell me what you loved about it. And I'm going to tell you what I loved about it. And you just get that conversation going. Okay. And normally when people leave those calls, they are excited. Sometimes people might say, yes, I'll be on the call, and then they didn't actually get to make it on the call. Maybe they had an interruption or a distraction that they didn't expect. That happens often. So then at that point, you would reach out and you would offer to send them the recording. But here's the thing, guys, you can't just say, well, here's the recording, let me know what you think, because that is you giving them homework. Guys, the call that Christina and I did at the beginning of this month, it was 50 minutes long, 51 minutes to be exact. You're asking for 51 minutes of someone's time. You can't just tell them what to do if they don't have a reason to do it. If they're not already all in and invested in this business, they're not going to take 51 minutes of their time to go just do you a favor and watch the video just because you ask them to. You have to, instead of tell them to watch it, you have to sell them to watch it. Okay? Sell them, don't tell them. I think I just coined a new phrase. I mean, I like it. Sell them, don't tell them. And what I mean by that is you have to tell them what is in it for them. You have to sell them the benefits of this call. Okay, and let me give you an example. This is something like I would actually say this. I took a screenshot of it earlier. Hey, Susie, I'm not sure if that's the wrong one. Oh, no, that's the wrong. I didn't even screenshot the right thing. Never mind. So here's what I would say. Just something like, did you watch that call tonight? Oh my gosh, it was so good. Oh, you didn't get a chance to? That's okay. It was recorded. I'll send you the link. Girl, you are going to want to check this out. I'm telling you, it was so good. You will leave this call. If you watch that recording, you are going to feel so inspired. And when I started this, I really just was not sure that I could do something like this. As a matter of fact, I was convinced that I wasn't until I got on one of these calls. And then I realized after hearing these ladies speak that I actually could do this. And so I was super inspired. I know that you'll be inspired if you watch this. You have a few minutes today to check this out. People want to be inspired. So if you're telling them this is the result that you can expect from watching this call, you're going to get much better results than if you just say, "Hey, here's the recording, let me know what you think." Okay? See the difference in telling them versus selling them? Selling them, you're focusing on the benefits to them. What's in it for them, okay? Um okay, I said all that. Okay, you got to tell people why it's worth their 50 minutes before you give people homework. Okay. All right. Next thing. So after the vision casting, I mentioned doing the getting everybody into massive activity. So send, share, invite. So people who get on this vision casting call, they're going to be excited. They're going to want to tell all their friends about Plexus. They may not know exactly what to say. Expect to have to spoon feed. Okay, give them sample messages, and you definitely want to get them into massive activity. So this is time to explain send, share, invite, send, share, invite, send, share, invite. So that's just different ways of saying follow up. They're going to front load their new contacts, because if they front load their new contacts in that first week of the month, like do massive amounts of them, then they'll have the rest of the month, the other 3 weeks, to follow up, continue to expose, send, share, invite, and close them by the end of the month. Okay. So you definitely want to help your people see the value in front loading their new contacts at the beginning of the month. Okay. That doesn't mean they don't do new contacts every day for the rest of the month, but it does mean they want to be heavier on it, not just consistent with new contacts at the beginning of the month, but also intense with them. Because they'll, like right now, if somebody joined at the beginning of June, then it behooves them to have 3 extra weeks to enroll more people, because if there's a big difference in what they're going to earn if they enroll 3 people versus if they enroll 6 people or even 10 people. Guys, if somebody brand new came into this business and they enrolled 10 people this month, they would make like over $1,100. That's a lot of money. Do you really believe that anybody can go and enroll 10 people this month? I mean, if they had a whole entire month to do that and they're being consistent and you're telling them exactly what to say and how to follow up and how to close, anybody could go enroll 10 people who's working hard. When I first started Plexus and I got a $700 paycheck, guys, I was blown away. It made all the difference in the world for my family. That was a lot of money to us. I mean, a lot. It was a huge blessing. And so making over $1,000 this month for enrolling 10 people need to know that. They need to know that. Okay. So be excited about that. Be passionate. We just learned last week about being passionate. This is something to be passionate about. As I'm telling you from experience, that $1,000 can be a huge blessing to a lot of people. And they're not going to know about it if you don't tell them. Okay. Okay. So when you're reaching out to people, you definitely want to show them what kind of paycheck that they could earn, what kind of prizes they could earn for enrolling a certain amount of people, or doing certain activities like having people go silver or whatever. Because, like, let's just say somebody is sharing organically, like they love their products or they're just intrigued and they want an accountability partner and they're just like, "Hey, mom or best friend, you need to do this with me." Guys, if they enroll one person, they get welcome pack bonuses and some pay points. So that is probably like $30, $40. I'm not sure. There's a huge difference between what they would earn for enrolling one person or 2 people versus that third person. So you need to be breaking down the numbers for them on what they could earn. Show them the difference between in their paycheck. I mean, guys, it's a matter of hundreds of dollars if they enroll that third person. It's a matter of hundreds more dollars if they go enroll 3 more. Okay, so you need to show them, and Emily Haas made some beautiful graphics that break it down. If you enroll 3, 6, or 10 this month, exactly what you could earn. Show them those graphics depending on whatever's relevant to them, because sometimes if somebody's in fast start range, they actually get added bonuses. If they're not in fast start range, they still can make hundreds of dollars. It's still a lot of money. Okay, so you just got to be willing to break that down for them. Okay, I already said that. Okay, as far as the event is concerned, on Tuesday, which we just did this last Tuesday, you want to start promoting those on the Monday before that event. So usually 2 days is optimal to get the best results with an event turnout, because if you do it the week before, like let's just say you spend Thursday before the event inviting, by Tuesday they've pretty much forgotten about it. Okay, so you haven't, because Plexus is always at the top of your mind, but for your prospects, not so much. Okay, so what I have found in my experience is if the event is Tuesday, start really heavily promoting it on Monday, and then all the people who said yes, I'd like to be on it, or maybe, you follow up with them on Tuesday and remind them, and then follow up again like an hour before the event. Okay, and then after the event you follow up even more, just like very similar to what I talked about with the vision casting event. Just, hey, tell me what your thoughts were, or here's the recording and here's why you might want to check that out. You'll be so inspired. Okay, so all right. Also, power hours. If you are trying to rank up this month, I think that these are essential. We have lots of leaders on our team who actually lead these. I have seen Michelle Stuchel leading these. I have seen Lisa McFall leading these. I've seen Chris Holtzclaw leading these, all jewels. And you have an opportunity to hop on and do IPA with a jewel, a very successful person in on our team, and ask any and all questions IPA related. So if you get stuck, or if you don't know how to respond, or you have a prospect that you've reached out to 4 times and is not responding, you don't know what to do, I mean, you can ask any and all questions that are IPA related. If you are trying to rank up, I think you should do a power hour every single day. First of all, you should be doing your own IPA. Second of all, it's way more fun to do IPA with other people. And thirdly, you're leading by example and you're helping your team be successful too. Okay, you're adding value. So power hours, if you're trying to rank up, I feel like they're a non-negotiable. Also, if you are a leader, you need to be thinking, what can I do to get my team to promote these events? So it's not in everything I'm telling you to do on this call, it's not enough for just you to know it and go do it. You also have to be thinking through everything with a leadership bias. If Brittany is saying, hey, you need to utilize these events, go heavily promote them on Mondays and Tuesdays, invite. That means that should trigger in your mind, if you have people on your team working the business, that you need to be training them to do the same exact thing. And again, you have to sell them. You don't tell them. In Plexus, nobody has a boss. We're all entrepreneurs, and nobody has to do a word anything that you say. Nobody has to clock in and out. Nobody's accountable to anybody. So if you want to influence them, then you have to sell them what is in it for them. Why would they want to be on your power hours? Why would they want to promote this event? Why would they want to invite their people to this vision casting call? You have to sell them the benefits of what's in it for them. Okay. Now, as far as utilizing these events, Eric Worre says that the only thing standing between you becoming a millionaire is getting 100 people in a room. And he means an event. Okay. So imagine if you were to have like that event that Christina and I did last Tuesday, or the event we did the Tuesday before, the vision casting or the product event, doesn't matter. Imagine what would happen to your business if you had 100 people. They don't even have to be your level ones. But what if 5 of them were your level ones or your level 1 prospects, right? And then the rest of your team also had 5. What would that look like for your business? If you're a jewel, you could probably have 100 people on an event if you and your whole team were working really hard to promote one, because it's third party validation. People are going to leave excited. If you're doing that consistently, you are going to be crazy successful in this. Okay. So everything I'm telling you to do, you need to look at it with a leadership bias. It's not just about how successful you can be. It's about how successful you can help others be. And you need to brainstorm on what you can do to get your team to utilize these events. Guys, people work harder for a praise than they do for a raise. And so you should recognize and shout out and reward the activities that you think are important, that you want people doing. Okay. Um, so product events on Tuesday, so that means on up until Monday, that whole entire 7 days leading up to it, you're getting as many conversations going about Plexus as humanly possible, and you're helping your team do the same exact thing. That way, come that Monday, you have lots of people that you can invite to that event, and so do they. Also, make sure that every single new join that comes into your organization, and I don't care what level they are, well, you're responsible for your level ones, but you're also responsible for teaching your level ones how to be responsible for their own level ones, and so on. But make sure that your whole entire team knows that when they order a welcome pack, they automatically get 3 free sample credits to share with the Plexus Engage app. And guys, these samples are beautiful. They come packaged really nicely. You don't even have to make a trip to the post office. They get 2 samples of Slim, 2 stick packs, I think, and a video that goes with it. And then the app even reminds you to follow up. Okay. And these are free. And for anybody who orders a welcome pack. So why would people not be sharing these? If they're starting a thing, they need to know, hey, you have something very valuable that you can give somebody you care about for free. Who are your 3 people? Guys, don't say, do you know 3 people who might want to try this? No. Wording is so important, guys. Who are your 3 people? Susie, I don't know if I told you this or not, but with your welcome pack, you just got 3 free samples to send to your friends in the mail. When people get these in the mail, they feel super special. Like they feel like they're opening a present because they come packaged really nicely. So your friends are going to be real excited to get this in the mail from you. And it's free. Who are your 3 people? This is a really good way to get people sharing organically, guys. People will share when they feel like it makes them look good. If they feel like they're offering something valuable to somebody they care about, they're going to share. So wording is important. Say it like I just said it. And I don't think people are going to be like, oh no, I don't want to share that. Okay. All right. So make sure that you guys are utilizing those 3 free sample credits. Okay. All right, I said all that. Okay, other ideas for ranking up. Now, this is not going to apply to everybody, but if you're going, I would say this is probably if you're going for Ruby and up, because if you're going for Ruby or higher, you have seen a really significant income at that point. Okay, average income for a Ruby is like $50,000 a year. And that is a good amount of money for a side gig, which is what a lot of people look at this as until they decide that Plexus is their plan A and they want financial freedom, right? And so I would say if you're going for Ruby or up, one thing you might want to consider doing is a public countdown on your social media page. And these can be very effective. I wouldn't say do it every single time, especially if you're ranking back to back. But I would say make this special. But I would probably start posting. It's probably be most effective if you use a picture of yourself with your products or just a picture of yourself with the number of orders that you still need in order to hit your rank. Post one of those every single day until you hit your rank. But not the image is not what's most important. The image is what's going to cause people to stop their scroll. Like let's just say they're in the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A and they're waiting and they got 30 seconds and they're just doing this. The image is going to cause them to stop, but and then scroll back up and read your text. Okay, so I think the image is important for getting them to engage. So make sure you got a good picture, and human faces are what's the most attractive. Just FYI, something about a human face that God made attractive. Okay, it's more attractive than even just a product. Even if the product looks pretty, it ain't as pretty as a human face. Even babies recognize a human face. Okay, so that's important. But then before you even do any of that, I would say get in a quiet room by yourself and do some thinking. And I want you to make a list of all of the things that you are grateful for about Plexus and how Plexus, what it means to you. And then envision what your life would be like right now if Plexus had never come into it. And for all those reasons, I mean, I know you can think of at least 30 if you're going for Ruby. You can think of at least 30 things that Plexus has changed for you and your family or that you're grateful for. Make a post about every single one of them. And they will be heartfelt, and people will follow that. And they will want to know, and they'll look for your post every day. People love a countdown, they love a good story, and this is a good story. If you're posting a pretty image with a heartfelt content every day about what this company means to you, what these products mean to you, what our community means to you, what your personal growth that you have experienced means to you, um, what the health improvements that you've gained, the paycheck, what the money's doing for your family, what does it all mean to you? And you're posting about this all month long with a countdown, guys, people are going to follow that. They're going to be so inspired by the end of the month. If you still need more points, people will like you and they will order just to help you because you've inspired. I'm telling you guys, people want to be inspired. So much negativity in the world. It's so easy to find that stuff. Inspiration, you got to seek it out most of the time. Be that light in somebody's newsfeed that is sharing positivity and inspiration, as that would be inspiring. And then it's even more inspiring when you hit that goal and you announce it and people feel like they have helped you, they feel like they were a part of it. You're going to have so many people celebrating with you. And when you announce that you achieved that goal, then you're going to attract more business builders because that is contagious. So I think this is a really good strategy to use, but use it sparingly so that it is special. Okay. So countdown, did that. Update your audience daily on what you still need. Tell people what this rank means to your family. Your posts are going to build people's belief in our products, in our comp plan, in our leadership, in our impact. It build belief in everything Plexus related. Okay, so it's very, very effective. Okay, I said all that. All right, next thing, leadership. So you want to help your team rank up too, and your rank is the most rewarding when it's a result of your people reaching their own goals. Now, there will be some times where you're close to your next rank and you need to make a small push to hit it, and nobody on your team is ranking that month with you, and that's okay. Sometimes it is like that. But I will say the most rewarding experience for pushing for a rank is when you're not doing it by yourself. It's a team effort. Okay. So I think the most effective way to rank up and most meaningful way to rank up is when you have other people on your team who are also going for ranks that month and also going for success sprint prizes that month or their own incentives or their own goals. You definitely want to make this rank about your team and their goals and not all about you. Okay. That is really important. So you need to connect one-on-one personally with all your level one workers and adopted level one workers or anybody you got a relationship with on your team. And you need to figure out how close they are to reaching their next rank or their next prize or their next incentive. You need to know these things as a leader. And then you help them come up with a plan, even if it's a 2-month plan or a 3-month plan. Let's say they just hit senior gold and they don't have a lot of strong business builders yet. And their goal is Ruby, but it's probably not realistic for them to hit Ruby this month that you're wanting to rank. You could at least help them make a plan to get halfway there this month. and then the rest of the way there the next month, or a 3 month span, or whatever. And then you can help them break down a plan, like, okay, let's make it a goal to do X amount of three-way calls per week. That way we can create you new business builders, and that's how we're going to get your points moving. Okay, so help them come up with a plan. um, if you break things down for people like that, even if they're not close to their next rank, it helps. Sometimes when you are, let's just say you are going for Ruby, your next rank is Ruby, but you're at 250 points. Or maybe your next rank is Emerald and it's 1,500 points, but you're sitting at 750 points. Doubling your team, that feels like a really big mountain to climb if you just look at the facts. But when you, as a leader, will help people see that it's really not that difficult, it's simple steps, and you give them a plan and action steps to take, it helps them look at it as just eating the elephant one bite at a time. That it's simple and doable, and that they're going to get there if they're consistent with the right things, rather than being overwhelmed because they feel like they're looking at Mount Everest wondering how they're going to do that. Okay, so the plan helps them a ton. um, Okay, so let's just say you are going for a big rank and you do have people on your team ranking up with you. People like to feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves. If you are supporting your team in their efforts of ranking up, you're doing three-way calls with them, you're doing vision casting calls, you are doing sip and sees, you're doing welcome calls, whatever you can do to help, or three-way chats, whatever you can do to support them in their rank up efforts and they hit their goal, they're going to feel like that them reaching their goals is part of you reaching your goals, and it creates culture and unity and bonds. And guys, these things are lifelong, and it's important, and it's meaningful and very, very rewarding, sometimes even more rewarding than the paycheck. And I know that that sometimes sounds I guess it can sound kind of kooky, but I promise you that it's not, because I have a paycheck, but I also have culture and lots of great relationships, and I'm telling you which one means the most. If the money all went away tomorrow, the relationships that I have built and cultivated, they'd still be there. Okay. So the relationships are what's the most important. The paychecks are also super fun and an added bonus. How amazing that we all get to do this together. But I do want you to make sure that their goals are part of your goals, and that it's not all about you when you're going to hit this rank, unless it's absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary means it's every once in a while thing. Like you have maybe you have a trip on the line and this is your last month to earn it, and you don't really have anybody who's closer to the next rank this month. It's okay to ask for help sometimes. You just don't want to make a pattern out of that. Okay, all right, make sure you're telling your team to do everything I'm telling you to do. Let me reiterate that this is leadership. It's not enough for you to sit here and know what to do if your team doesn't. Because if it's working for you, but it's not working for them, it ain't working. Because the magic in this business is duplication. It's not just about you. Okay. All right. So helping your team hit their ranks, know what their goals are, first of all. If you have a silver on your team, then you should be nudging them towards senior silver. If you have a senior silver on your team, then their goal should be they're going for gold, right? They should be trying to earn the prizes. They should be trying to earn the incentives for the month. Everybody should be enrolling a minimum of 6 this month. Everybody. Huge bonuses this month for that. Hundreds of dollars. And anybody can do that. Okay. And if you do that consistently over and over, and you're getting it's not just about enrolling people. What if you enrolled 6 people and you got all 6 on a welcome call, on a three-way call with your upline? Or if your team was doing that, let's say you have a level 1 who enrolled 6 and they brought you all 6 to talk to and cash vision for and handle objections and plant seeds about the opportunity and what's possible for them, how this could change them or bless them. What if you did a welcome call with all 6? You likely would have at least 2 of those going silver. What would that look like if you consistently did that every month? it would look like huge financial freedom a year from now. That's what it would look like. Okay. So your people need to know that too. All right. So cast vision for what is possible for them at every single rank. Tell them the numbers. Girl, if you hit, so you're a silver, you're starting June as a silver ambassador. So this month, super silver or senior silver, I think is what we call it. That is so within your reach. Does this sound like something you want to go for? Because if you were to enroll 7 more people this month, you got 3 last month. If you enroll 7 more, then you're going to make this much money. And guys, break it down. It's a lot of money. And usually, if people are seeing $700, $800, $1,000, they're not going to be like, no, I'm not interested in that. Especially if they already got 3 and they already saw that it's possible to make several $100s because they enrolled 3. You can keep that going. All right. Now imagine if you enrolled 6 1 month and then, or your new person. Let's just look at this from a leadership bias. Let's imagine you had a brand new join who enrolled 6 their first month and got them all on a welcome call with you. And then the next month, 2 out of their 6 went silver. And then the next month, those 2 silvers went on to senior silver. And then the next month, those 2 senior silvers went on to gold. What rank would that level 1 be? Guys, this can add up really quickly. Now, what if you're doing the same exact thing? What if you are enrolling 6 people every single month and getting 2 out of the 6 to silver? If you imagine right now what your business would look like if you had 5 silvers who were working towards senior silver this month. How many points would that generate? What if the next month those 5 senior silvers went gold? Where would your points be if, I don't know, 6 months from now you had 5 new level 1 golds on your team? I mean, you would be making at least $50,000 a year, guys. It's really possible. It's really doable. So your team needs to know these things. They need that vision. They need to know that it's doable. Okay? And guys, if you can go Ruby, you can go Diamond. Ruby is a leadership level. If you can do that, you can go beyond. You just keep doing the same things over and over. You just keep growing, you keep learning, you keep working, you keep falling down and skinning your knees and sometimes embarrassing yourself, and you get back up and you keep going. All right, anyway. So break it down for them. If they enrolled 6 people and just one of them went silver, that's 9 out of the 10 they need for senior silver. So these are just some scenarios. Okay. Okay. Thoughts on the law of navigation. So you got all these people on a vision casting call, and then they're going out and sending, sharing, and inviting, and they get all their people on the product event the next week, and now all of a sudden they got this team over here, right? Just know that every single excited, motivated, on fire ambassador at some point is going to hit the same hurdles that their neighbor does. I mean, we all face the same exact challenges in this business, same exact ones. The good news is that if other people are being successful with the same set of problems, then anybody can, right? But as a leader, you need to know how to help your people navigate through some of these hurdles that they're going to face. Here's one of my favorite quotes of all time: to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. Guys, if you or somebody on your team is out there excited, doing something different, chasing their dreams, working hard, making waves, making an impact, you're going to have some criticism. Not everybody, newsflash, is going to be cheering you on or clapping as you win. But guys, one of the difficult things in this business, one of the challenges that we will face inevitably is rejection. And that is just to be expected. It just kind of comes with the territory. You as a leader need to be helping your people navigate through that. When they start and they're excited and motivated and they think that their best friend that they grew up with is going to be, they're going to Diamond together, and they send that best friend a text message and they get ignored, or worse, they were rude, that stings. Like that can be hurtful. It's not a deal breaker, but if they have a leader who's helping them navigate through these issues and offering them perspective and helping them work through the mindset of it, then they can make it through those things, right? And they can get tough. They can get tougher and I mean emotionally tough, right? And sometimes you're gonna have haters. Guys, I can't even tell, I cannot count on both of my hands how many times somebody has publicly went and posted or even worse, done a live video mocking or just being hateful or rude about an ambassador on my team who is not, we're not talking about people who aren't being successful. I'm talking about really successful people like earning shopping sprees and six-figure incomes and all kinds of things. And people, some people are just jealous and they will be hateful and rude publicly. I don't understand what would motivate somebody to be that way, but it happens to the best of us. But the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not that the successful people don't encounter this, it's just simply that we don't let it stop us. We keep going. And so your team members are going to need to hear things like that. They're going to need to hear stories, third party validation of how that has happened to you or someone that you know, but now look at them. Look at them now. They just didn't let it stop them, okay? But guys, a lot of times your team members are not going to come to you and volunteer this information. A lot of times you're going to have to ask questions to draw it out. Hey, Susie, how's your IPA going? Yesterday you said you're going to reach out to 5 new people today. How's that going? What kind of responses are you getting? If you're not being proactive and intentional about asking questions like that, you're likely not going to hear these stories. Okay? So be proactive and intentional and ask your people how it's going. You got to just ask questions and get them to draw it out. Okay. Retention. Next thing. Guys, retention is the easiest thing to drop the ball on. It is so important. It's one of the 4 pillars, but it is the easiest thing to drop the ball on because you get focused on the next join and earning that incentive and earning that bonus or whatever or hitting that rank. And sometimes we just forget to check on our product users and see how they're doing. So don't drop the ball on retention, especially in a rank up month, and make sure your team is not dropping the ball either. Do not assume that just because we have a customer care system pinned to the top of our team page that everybody is utilizing it or that they know what to say when somebody says, oh, the BioCleanse is making me go to the bathroom too much or whatever. Don't make any assumptions. You need to, this is one part of your business. I hate micromanaging, guys, but I believe in leadership. But guys, sometimes leaders are also good managers. And this is one part of your business where you want to micromanage. You got a level 1 who's excited and working, especially a level 1 who's getting a lot of joins. A lot of times they're so focused on getting joins that they drop the ball on retaining them or taking good care of those people. So ask them, get in their back office and pull that level 1's team up and go line by line. How is Jackie doing? How is Amanda doing? How is Susie doing? And you should be hearing things like if they don't know how their people are doing, that's not a good sign. They should know how their people are doing. They should know that their people are drinking enough water, or if they're not, they should know if somebody's detoxing, right? They need to know these things. And if they don't, then you're going to have to encourage them in that area. Okay. Okay. Last thing. If you are trying to, I'm trying to make this quick. If you're trying to go for a re-rank this month, I have some special words just for you because oftentimes if you hit a rank and then you don't and you lose points and you're not maintaining your rank, that can take a toll on your mindset. It really can. And you got to be mentally tough and also intentionally growing in order to overcome something like that. And guys, it's more common than you think. I'm pretty sure it's happened to everybody. I mean, there's been times where I hadn't maintained my rank. And you know what? It didn't even happen. It never happened to me until I was Sapphire. So it does happen to most people at some point. Okay. So there's no shame in it. But I do see that sometimes it can make people feel depressed. It can make people feel discouraged. I know because I've been there. But guys, you can't allow it to. Instead of being depressed or discouraged, you have to be determined. If you're going to be one of those D words, be determined. Because, guys, that is what took me from emerald to sapphire, is being determined. It's what took me from sapphire to diamond, being determined. Because you have a choice how you're going to respond to your circumstances. Let's say somebody on your team quits on you, whatever, you lose a leg of your team and your points go backwards, or you did drop the ball on retention and your points go backwards, whatever the case may be, you have a choice how you're going to respond. Your thoughts are going to be, the unintentional thoughts are going to pop up and they're going to be negative. They might try to convince you that you can't do it, that you don't know what you're doing, you don't ever know how you're going to get there or be successful at this. Your thoughts might even try to convince you that you're not cut out for this and this ain't for you, and it's a lie. And you don't have to believe those thoughts, because just because you have a thought, it doesn't make it true. Most people don't think about what they're thinking about. They don't take a minute to just step back and say, is this thought true or is it just a thought? Guys, thoughts a lot of times are not true. The reality is you have faced some challenges and some hurdles. Welcome to 100% of the world. I mean, we all do. Okay? So successful people just don't let those things stop them. So I'm going to tell you a real quick story about how I was emerald for a year and a half and got real sick and tired of being emerald. Now, I'm not complaining about being emerald, because if I'm going to be stuck, emerald and six figures, that's a real good place to be stuck. But I'm telling you, it was real fun the first year and a half, but 18 months in, I really was ready to move forward, and I knew it was going to start with me. I had gotten into management mode. I had stopped being so proactive about growing my own personal business. And I found my points starting to slide backwards instead of forwards. And I was about on the verge of not maintaining emerald. And I had been like well over 2,000 points. And I was sliding backwards and backwards. So what I did is I got determined and I got into massive activity. I snapped myself right out of management mode and I just decided to do the thing. I started messaging 20 new people every single day, guys. And I'm not talking about 20 people I knew. I'm talking about 20 people I probably wasn't even friends with on Facebook. Not messaging them about Plexus directly, because there's a whole training video just on this topic of cold market recruiting. But guys, I did feel like I had nobody else to talk to. And so I just was forced to learn a new skill of how to recruit people that I don't know. And you know what? I learned it. So that month I spent all day messaging all day. I didn't recruit anybody the first month that I got consistent with this, messaging 20 plus people every single day. But the following month, month two, I recruited 5 people, which was a big month for me because I don't usually recruit a whole lot of people. So then the following month after that, 3 out of the 5 went silver. And then a year later, 1 out of those was emerald. And needless to say, I was sapphire on the verge of diamond. Okay. So you have a choice. You can be discouraged, you can be depressed, or you can be determined. There's only one of those that's going to bring you the success that you're looking for. And that really is your choice. Okay. So what are you going to do with it? We all face the same challenges and hurdles. Anybody can do this. Anybody who is willing to learn and willing to work can be successful at this. You can climb through the ranks. You can help your team climb through the ranks. I'm telling you, this is what it's going to take. Okay? So go blow June out of the water. That's what you have to do. Those are the things you need to focus on. Hopefully, this helped. And I hope to see all of you at convention next week. All right, that's it. Bye.